Is it
No, it's
stuttering?
good.
It's
No.
good? Sure, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure? One, two,
Yeah. Yeah.
three, four. Wait.
Five,
I said
six,
one, two, three,
seven,
four
eight.
in ABCDs. Don't.
And I even carried forward with that with tone only. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Nerdistan, a podcast where we celebrate being weird and being nerds. I'm your host, like always, Manoj Matthew, and joining me today is a man of the world, is the most handsome man of this world, is my very good friend Jay Naya.
No, why do you do this to me, man? Why did you, like, come on.
Jay is blushing right
Oh,
now.
God.
He can't control it.
Yeah, I am.
But I call Jay
Thanks, man.
a man
Hmm.
of the world because
Yeah.
actually I copied
Hmm.
that from an Australian podcast called The Weekly Planet. But more importantly, today we're going to be talking about films of this world. So we're going to talk.
Yeah.
We thought of doing an episode where we'll talk about movies that'll make you feel good, that'll make you get over a bad day. We all have bad days right now.
Hmm.
We have decided that we'll talk about. Oh wow, that's very unprofessional. I hope that didn't come through, but no, what we thought is we would talk about movies not just from India. We're going to talk about movies from all over the world. We're going to pick one
Yeah.
movie from the major film industries that is there all over the world, and we're going to pick that one movie that will help you sort of get over a bad day. So we're going to have multiple picks today of all the major film industries of all over this world. We have not seen a lot of films from the other film industries all over the world, so
Yeah.
there'll be a lot of struggling here. I'm not quite sure why we're putting ourselves into through this, but I guess that's what we're doing
I
now.
will tell you, Manoj, because I will tell you. Remember, kids, always, language is never a barrier.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
So, and we never focus on language as a barrier.
Yes.
So you can love each and every work of other
Yes.
country
Yes.
if you like. So we are here for you guys. We are always here for you. Like,
That,
yeah,
that's
we'll guide you.
that's an
I think.
okay segue, I guess. Somehow we are managing it. Yeah, I guess we're doing this, but
Yeah.
but anyway, so in today's episode, we'll be talking about movies that help you get over a bad day from all over the world. That's the episode today.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have our picks from Mollywood. We're gonna have our picks from Tamil cinema. We're gonna have our picks from Telugu cinema. We're gonna have our picks from Bollywood. Then we're gonna have our picks from Hollywood. Then British cinema, which I guess Hollywood British cinema is kind of the same, but we're separating it for this
Yeah.
one. We'll be picking from Iran. We'll be picking from French. We'll be picking from Poland. We're going all over the place today. So quite
Oh,
literally, quite literally. And like we are so thoughtful. Like this is the
God.
week where Mirzapur released, but we are not going to talk about that because
Yeah.
I have not watched it.
Yeah.
I have not
Of
watched it.
course.
That's the reason. Jay has watched it and he's putting a review together.
Yeah.
So do check that video in our channel. But anyway, if you've clicked on this video, do be sure to hit that like button and do share this podcast around and be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. That is if you're listening to this in
Yeah.
YouTube. If you're listening to an audio version of the podcast, be sure to leave us a 5-star review in whichever podcast platform you're listening to this podcast to. And with that,
If you're listening to that in the audio platform, now go to YouTube and then subscribe. But subscribe no matter
yeah,
where you are.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Please,
it's
please
look,
subscribe.
we are at 148 subscribers, and we're so close.
Yeah.
We want to hit that 150. We don't want to be like Sachin. No, wait, Sachin never stumbled at 150, right? He only stumbled a couple of times at 90s.
No.
Yeah, 90s. So that
Yeah.
example is completely irrelevant. But we have picked up
Yeah.
quite a few subscribers over the last week. The main reason is because of our outstanding content. That's the reason why we
Yeah.
have gotten a lot of subscribers. It has nothing to do with the live stream that we did in Nona Prince's channel. I'm just kidding. Massive thanks to Nona Prince for inviting us to his live stream. And there we were joined with Jimmy Cage and Melanie from Pardesi Reviews. And we did an hour-long discussion on Halal Love Story. So it was an awesome discussion. Sally J couldn't make it. I basically I
Yeah.
told Jay not to go because I didn't want him outshining me. That's the main reason. But
That's actually a very good reason.
I'm very
And
insecure,
you
you
know,
know.
I always feel bad because like you also know the reason we do like record this podcast midnight, because like I'm not able to like till 10, 11 my family is awake, and that time like TV is on, so I can't. Really feel bad. Yeah, Nona asked me every time. I was like, no, bro. I just it
That's
hurts me every
see,
time to say no to
that's
him.
not
Like,
the reason.
uh,
I'm being very blunt here. I'm very insecure. I don't like other people stealing my spotlight, so that's why, you know. Anyway, on to the
oh no.
podcast. On to the podcast. And Jay is not even denying that. Like he's just like laughing along. He's like, yeah, such an asshole. Anyway, on to the podcast. So we're going to be picking feel good movies from all over the world, and I think that's a very unique topic.
Yeah,
I think so, you know. And anyway, so we're going to
it
be
is. It is.
yeah, okay, I guess it is. Anyway, we're going to be starting off with our very own Mollywood cinema from Kerala. You know, it seemed like the right starting point because we both are technically Malayalis. Like you know, like we, yeah.
What do you mean technically we
I
are
mean,
Malayalis? It's
I
I don't
speak
think that
I
we.
speak Malayalam, but you don't speak Malayalam.
I do. I do. Wait. Okay. Should I try? No, no. It would be too raw.
See, what is up with my phone? It's like ringing, not ringing. But no, I mean, I just explain it to our listeners who don't exactly know. So, Jay, we both were brought up outside Kerala during our initial years.
Yeah.
And for Jay, not just initial years, he was fully brought up
It's
outside.
still going on.
Yeah.
Initially, it's still.
My family sort of shifted when I was in high school. So, you know, that's why, you know, and I was brought up basically as a Malayali. Like, even there. But Jay was brought up with a mix of cultures, you could say. That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
But
That's a nice
yeah.
way to put it.
Anyway, so the first pick in Mollywood. So
And-
I'm taking care of Mollywood because I'm the more qualified
yeah.
one here. And thankfully, there's no one else to, you know,
Of
say that.
course. Of course.
But so I actually had a very hard time picking a good feel good movie from Malayalam because it's not because there's no feel good movies in Malayalam. It's because there's so many feel good movies in Malayalam. Like I
Yeah,
feel
exactly.
it has an abundance of you know cinema that makes you feel
Yeah.
relaxed or makes you feel calm that automatically cheer you up. And I had a few picks. I was thinking of Jacob and the Surgarajam, which is actually a real life story based on a family in Dubai that was probably dramatized for on screen, obviously, but still, that was like I was thinking about that. Then I thought of you know maybe Sudani from Nigeria because I really like that film a lot, and I think that film is outstanding. Like even let's just keep feel good cinema aside. Just as a film, that film is outstanding, and but I decided to settle on a different film that most people like many people don't really talk about. That's Nyandigal and Atla Redwela. So this film stars Niven Pauly and like this film really like it really touched my heart. This film was directed by Altaf Salim, and I'm not very sure if he has done any films after that. But see, this film, the reason why it really touched my heart was because um, the thing that the entire like so this story, I'll just give a brief description of what the story is for everyone who doesn't know. It's about a family that has to take care of, you could say, a personal tragedy where one of their family members gets really ill. And the entire story is about how the family comes to terms with it and how they take care of that situation and the circumstances involving that. And for me, like this film always cheers me up, and I can relate to this film and the events that the family goes through a lot. And that's why for me, this is my number one feel good cinema from Malayalam. I wouldn't say it's the best film from Malayalam. No ways, it's not. And I would probably say Sudani from Nigeria is a better film than this. But this is the film that really touched my heart. Unfortunately, this film doesn't have subtitles in Hotstar. So, so I'm not sure if I can. I mean, it blows my mind this film doesn't have subtitles. Like, I recommended this film to Jay, and Jay was like, "Bro, there are no
Yeah.
subtitles." He still watched it. He still had some help with translation, but I think you love the film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jay loved the film as well. So you know you have two endorsements of this film, but there are no subtitles in Hotstar. So if the makers are listening to this, which they're not, Obviously, they are not.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
they are. We should be hopeful, man. We should we should be, please.
see, I am a very optimistic guy. I've been supporting RCB for 12
Yeah.
years. So I'm very optimistic. but but
Oh
I know the
God.
makers are not listening to this. But somehow, somewhere, like I hope someone communicates this to the makers that your movie doesn't have subtitles on Hotstar.
Yeah.
Which it makes it very
Mhm.
difficult, to share this film out with non-Malayalis. But anyway, that was my pick. But since this film doesn't have
If
subtitles, I'm going with Sudani from Nigeria, which is
you know
available
what,
on Netflix. Yes, Jay, what do you think?
yeah, you know what? If this video gets 100 likes, na, we will make a version. We will add subtitles to that movie. Yeah, there I said it. Okay, get
There's
this video to 100 likes, and we'll do that.
first of all, I just want to say that.
Don't please.
First, I just want to say that there's probably no legal or professional way we could even add subtitles to the movie. That is one. Secondly, okay, there's a better chance of me getting a girlfriend than our video hitting 100 likes.
Oh
With
God. Okay. Moving on.
but with that, we're going to the next film industry, which is Tamil, and this will be taken care by Jay.
Yeah. So, I've watched a lot of Tamil movies, and I think one movie which got attention, like especially in the north side, very late. It was 96, Vijay Sethupathi and Trisha's 96. When I first watched it, it's a cleansing for your soul.
Hmm.
It's that good movie. It's just pure. It's like it's actually taking a dip in holy Ganga itself. Like, I don't know if there is a way to cleanse your soul or like make yourself pure, but this is it. Like, if you watch this movie, it's so good, man. Like, I can't even describe it. I just
Why,
want to say,
why
please.
why don't you give an audience an insight to what the story is, like a small description, so that they know
It's
what they're getting?
basically like the title 96 represent a batch of 1996,
Hmm.
in which like there's this boy and a girl who fell in love, but due to some circumstances they fell apart. And after the movie revolves around they meet after a 26-year gap of reunion. They met in again in reunion, and it's such a mature take on actual true perspective of love and the reality. It's not something like fictional or like it's a really mature take on love story, which I did not like even think of even from getting from foreign movies. But I'm so glad that we got this from our own industry. It's a really really good
It's
movie.
an amazing watch. Like, and I think this
Yeah,
film is unfortunately not available in Prime Video or Netflix or Amazon Prime, I think.
it is available on like
YouTube.
it
In
is in
YouTube.
Hindi YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in YouTube. But
yeah,
that's not the Tamil version, I'm
yeah.
guessing. I think it's a Malayalam
No,
dubbed
I do.
version. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Obviously, the makers are listening to it, obviously. So get the distributing right. Get the distributing right. You guys made an amazing film. So, maybe distribute it properly. Like, someone buy it, please. Netflix, Amazon Prime. What are you guys waiting for? Like, it's COVID. Buy it, someone. Anyway, maybe it might be there in MX Player or something. But what I'll do is I'll try
Possible.
finding the links of all these films and putting it in the comment
Yeah.
section. It'll be pinned. So we'll be doing, I mean, I guess you can call it a
And I
favor,
just
but
want to bring,
yeah. Yeah, go on, go on,
yeah,
go on, go on.
I just want to bring one very quick thing. Like the music of this movie, the musical theme of this movie, that flute version. Just if you are not able to watch the movie, now just type like type 96 theme music and that flute version. Like that itself will make you watch that movie. I'm pretty damn sure about it. Yeah.
So, ringing announcement again from both of us on 96. Next, see, I mean, like, it has to pass through our endorsement, that's the status of ours. Like,
Yeah.
like, look how much, like, how we are trying to, like, up ourselves. Like, no one listens to this. Like,
Yeah.
like, there's a very good chance that no one will
I
listen to this episode also. And we're like, our endorsements, like,
Oh
anyway,
God.
anyway, moving on to the next. Again, Jay will handle this. They're
Yeah.
going to the Telugu film industry. Anyway, Jay, tell me your pick.
Yeah. It is more of a like upbeat movie and very widely known in Telugu movie. It's Ala Vaikuntapuramlo, directed by Trivikram Srinivas, starring Allu Arjun, Pooja Hegde and Murli Sharma in the lead pivotal roles. Dude, this movie released Sankranti this year, and like for those who don't know, we are studying MBA from a very from basically Pune. So that college doesn't allow us to have any vacations or even holidays. There are no holidays in our college officially except on the 15th August and 26th January. We went to college on Saturday, Diwali, Dussehra, Holi, every day. So for that movie, I was like waiting for it because like Trivikram is a very widely known the Telugu director, and he started in the film industry as a writer. Then he went and became director as well. But for the last like couple of movies now, he was like, no, he was missing as a writer. He was trying more as a director. So, but this movie, man, I'm telling you, I have never had such an experience. Like this movie is around 2 hours 40 minutes long, and during that runtime, every single second I had a smile on my face watching this movie. It's so the music, the acting, the writing, the dialogue, the set, the songs, it's so good, especially the musical jukebox of that movie. And like even if you don't understand Telugu, I would highly suggest that please watch that musical jukebox, because I think that's the best from any mainstream movie in a very long years. The music is given by SS Taman, which is like for those like for Telugu people, that's a really surprise because like Taman is known to copy beats and all that. I mean, he does still, but that was an absolute amazing movie which has a very good theme. So yeah, I won't tell you much about that movie, but please watch it. That is available on Netflix in for Malayalam version as well, and there is Malayalam dub and there is Telugu
Watch
as
the
well. So yeah,
subtitled version.
yeah, yeah, it's all, yeah, definitely guys, like please watch in the actual language it is
I mean,
made, because
if you
like I have
can,
heard the Malayalam dub.
yeah.
I've heard the Malayalam dub and it's no.
I will just say that it really like if you're someone who is used to dubs, then maybe it's okay. But the natural feel of the film kind of goes when you like listen to dubbed version.
Yeah,
But
it's, yeah,
if
true,
you
true.
can't keep up with
Yeah, yeah,
reading with the dialogues, then okay, it's fine. We are not. Who are we to judge? It's
yeah,
fine. Like watch it anyway you
yeah,
like it.
exactly, man.
Wa-
Who are we to judge?
Watch it
Yeah,
anyway you
like
like it.
who are you, Manoj? Like who are you to judge?
I'm the guy
Yeah.
giving ringing endorsements here. Anyway, coming over to the large and extravagant Bollywood. Oh, I'm so glad that word came out of my mouth properly. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
uh, coming to Bollywood again, Bollywood, lots of films to pick. I was very close to picking Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara because I was like that
Hmm.
felt like the obvious choice. I mean, there's also Dil Chahta
Yeah.
Hai, which but I think ZNMD is a bit more of a feel good experience than Dil Chahta Hai, I think. Dil Chahta Hai goes a little bit
True. Yeah.
sorrowful in the second half, but both are pretty good
Yeah.
films. But and I think ZNMD is a wonderful film. It's a wonderful watch. The characters have
Hmm.
a lot of depth, and the storytelling of Zoya Akhtar is pretty good. And I think um, I think this is my favorite Zoya Akhtar film also compared to her other films. I think this one you could really see a
You
nice.
don't like, you like
No, I like
Gully Boy
yeah,
less?
I think I like Gully Boy a little bit less than ZNMD. I mean, there's a charm in
Okay.
ZNMD which I don't really get in Gully Boy. Gully Boy is also great.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
these films are great, but I would recommend because it's cricket season. You guys can watch
Hmm.
Iqbal. Iqbal is a wonderful movie. It's a very
Oh.
underrated film. I think people don't talk enough about that
Yeah.
film, but I think that's a perfect feel-good film. And dude, it's an amazing watch. Absolutely terrific performances all around. The story is about a deaf and dumb person, a differently able person who actually who actually wants to make it big as a fast bowler. And that's the story, and it's an amazing watch. I'm not quite sure which platform it's available on, but I will link it in the description if it's available anywhere. If it's not, then
Yeah.
I don't pirate movies, so we're not yet in that business.
Torrent.
Yeah, no, we don't endorse torrent. We don't endorse it. What is this, Jay?
Where I never said it. Like, you are saying it.
It's very bad. Don't torrent, guys. It's very harmful. I'm serious
You
here.
never said it,
I'm
bro.
very serious here. Don't turn it. Anyway, like,
Yeah, I know. I can
uh,
see your face.
see, the audience can't see it. No, that's the advantage. Anyway, so coming now we have rounded up with Indian cinema. Actually, we are not. We have missed a
Yeah.
lot of regional cinema, but for today, we're just doing
Yeah.
this much. And now we're going on to
Yeah.
foreign territory. We are taking on
We are
Hollywood.
basically flexing from now on. Like, we are actually showing our film reach and how, like, why should you subscribe and, like,
Like,
keep listening to us?
see, we are flexing and we are showing our film reach,
Yeah.
but indirectly we're also
Yeah.
showing that we don't know much. Like this is it. Like this is like this is these are the boundaries. Like this is it. Now from now on you'll see us spewing some random words just to look impressive, but it's not. It's not. Anyway, but we'll go on to the easy film industry, which is Hollywood. They're picking a movie, a US produced movie basically. We're doing US produced, we're doing
Yeah.
UK produced. So for US produced, we have picked Forrest Gump, which is an absolute terrific film. I think most of you probably have watched that film. It's a story about,
Yeah.
it's a journey of life. That's the best way to describe
Yeah.
Forrest Gump. Like, I don't want to you can't really give a label to this film. It
True.
stars Tom Hanks and it's a wonderful watch. I think it's directed by Robert Zemeckis, I think. See, I didn't have to do that. I could have just skipped the director part, but
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
had to show my inability to say his name. I think he did Back to the Future. I think. But anyway, it's an absolute wonderful
Okay.
watch. It's a movie that I think everyone should watch at least once, and it'll leave you very
Yeah.
inspired throughout life. And now Jay will take over and speak more about Forrest Gump, while I just ease up on the pressure and look up the director's name.
Yeah. So for me, like, the first time I watched this movie, the time I ended it, now I was like, damn, I never felt this great from the inside. Like, I know we are like every movie which we are going to mention, it's like basically like feel good and like more or less the view on every movie will be like these are really good and like, but this is something special, because like it teaches you something as well. The thing that no matter how bad things might look, but you can actually overcome with your positivity. And like, that's I think that's the need of the hour right now. We should surround ourselves with people who truly supports us and who we are basically, and we should be positive as well, because like by thinking negative or like by being in despair, we won't be doing anything good to ourselves, and like it won't improve anything in your life if there is any problem. So watching this movie will give you this new perspective which will make you feel that, so basically this movie is like a bizarre journey of a very below average man. Like, he had some kind of disability, but the things he achieved in this life, it's so bizarre, yet yeah, it like, oh my god, if that person can does that, like, what are we have to complain about?
True,
So I
true, true.
definitely watch this movie,
It's
guys.
it's an absolute wonderful watch, and this film
Yeah.
didn't win the Oscar, I think, that year, where it was nominated, but it won the Oscar over Shawshank Redemption, which that hurts a little bit. But I think for feel good cinema, Forrest Gump is a better pick, and
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it is directed by Robert Zemeckis. Zemeckis. See, I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong because I've heard other people pronounce the name, and it's definitely not that. But I apologize. But he also did a movie called The Walk with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, so he's done some amazing movies throughout,
Oh,
and he did Back to the Future also, from what I understand. I
okay.
probably should have looked it up instead of listening to you speak about the movie.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was
he
thinking,
did
but
Back to the
yeah.
Future.
We'll cut
He,
this out.
he
We'll cut this
no,
out.
no, we won't.
We'll cut this
We
out.
won't. I'm too lazy to edit. Anyway, now moving over to the UK side of things, and I think it's a
Yeah.
good time to have some tea and listen to Jay speak about Notting Hill. That's very.
I just can't get over the fact of your British accent, man. Like, even if I want to, I don't know how to
Oh,
do it.
bloody
Like, if you
hell.
guys really want to, if you guys really want to hear more of Manoj British accent, I would say. So please check out his review on Enola Holmes. He
Mm.
tried something at the very
Yeah,
beginning, which is
it
like
didn't.
for us comic, but
Yeah,
I really liked
it
it.
didn't
Yeah.
really work because
So
the
yeah,
view count is very less.
it doesn't.
And I noticed that the view duration
It does.
also, like the average view duration is like 10 seconds. So people listen to that and people just escape.
Oh, shit.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I didn't really check that. I'm not really bothered
Yeah.
about the stats or the views. But anyway, Jay, go on. Your
Okay.
pick is Notting Hill.
Yeah.
Your pick is Notting Hill. You told me about this before.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Tell me why you
Yeah.
think Notting Hill is the pick.
So
It's a feel-good movie.
like first things first, I don't really like when the first time I watched this movie, I never had a like favorite actress or an actress whom I like you like or like really appreciate. But like this was my first Julia Roberts movie, and by the time I watched it and the scene comes, I'm spoiling it for like everyone, but no, I want to say that scene
Mid spoilers,
when
guys.
she
Mid
says
spoilers.
like, yeah, mid spoiler, it won't harm anything, but definitely. But when she says, "Man, I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy, asking him to love me," my heart melts. I'm like Julia Roberts fan for life. I watch every like almost 10 movie of hers in the next couple of days just to like watch her more. And basically Notting Hill, it's a romantic movie revolving around two like uh, a guy who was a simplistic minimalistic guy. He owns a bookshop, and Julia Roberts is this famous actress. And the movie focuses on how they fell in love and the like problems. It's not a like perfect portrayal of love, I would say, but it's a feel good movie because of Julia Roberts and her chemistry. And dude, she's so gorgeous. I can just see her face. Oh, she's so beautiful, man.
That,
Yeah,
that was
please watch it
that
for
was a
Julia
wonderful
Roberts.
endorsement from Jay. And the other reason why we picked this film also is that we just typed British films because we were like, which is there a separation? And this came first, so we were like, okay, Notting Hill's our pick. But
Exactly.
Jay was like, I love this film so much, so I really want to talk about it. So
Yeah.
that's a British pick of the feel good movies here. Now we are moving on to the next industry. And now here's where things get sketchy. Here's where we go to territories unknown. So now
Things get interesting
we're
as
going
well, I would
all
say.
over to the Middle East, and we're going to pick a film from the Iranian film industry.
Yeah.
And the film which I'm going to be picking is a very wonderful, a very small film, but it's a very special film. It's called Where Is the Friend's Home? Now, this film is it's basically a story. It's basically a story about this 14-year-old kid who's trying to sort of return a homework. Like he brings a notebook of one of his classmates home, and the entire story is about him trying to return this homework. But the journey that this character goes through is actually a metaphor for a lot of things in our world today. And I think it's an absolutely wonderful watch. This is a film that I think everyone should see. I'm not very sure this is a feel good film, but I think it kind of touched my heart while watching it.
The plot is interesting, man.
It
The
is,
plot is
it is,
really
and
interesting, man.
it's not one of those films where it's like very fast paced and all. It's a long film.
Yeah.
But it's one of those films that you can just sit back and enjoy, and you can really sort of just absorb that film. You can just take in what they're trying to say. And I watched this a long time back in my undergraduate in my college. We had like a film club thing. I studied in SB College in Kerala, and wonderfully that college had a film club thing. And I still hope that's going on now. I don't know, but there like every Wednesday after college we were shown a film, and I tried to attend as many weeks as I could. So this is one film that I watched there, and I absolutely loved it. So when we were checking on the different film industries around the world, when Iran came, I knew instantly, okay, that's the film I want to talk about. And this is the only Iranian film I've watched, but it felt like the right. See, I'm telling you, see, we're admitting it. These are our boundaries here.
Yeah. Like the reason we are telling you guys now because like you are the initial guys.
Yeah.
Like you will be the first and the last one to hear our secrets. So it's better to subscribe us now because you will be getting more exclusive stuff which you won't get after we like cross 1 million and 2 million
See,
mark.
what Jay said was a scenario where it's like a world without COVID-19. That's what he described. When we hit 1 million subscribers, most probably within 2-3 months, his channel will shut down. So just keep that in mind. But then, I mean, that was my Iranian pick. Now we are going back to Jay, and he's going to pick a film from the wonderful film industry of Japan. Jay, go on.
Yo, dude, like I'm so fortunate. Like I, I know I'm going to sound selfish, but due to this pandemic, I got to explore the Japanese movie and anime, which I wanted to do for a very long time, but because of our college schedule doesn't permit us to. So, like, the movie which I'm going to refer, I think many of like those who are somewhat familiar to Japanese movie industry and the anime world would have watched it. It's called Your Name. It's a movie directed by Makoto Shinkai. Yes, I did it. Yeah, okay. Makoto Shinkai.
I just want to point
pronounced
out.
it
I just want to
correctly.
point out that took 5-6 tries.
No,
I had to edit. I had to edit a lot of it. Like he tried to pronounce it many times and it was not going right. I'm kidding, guys. He got it right from the first go. I'm very proud of you, man. I
yeah,
I was like I was like
yeah.
stunned when you said that name in one go. Anyway, go on, go
I live for this. So he's this very famous director who has also directed Weathering with You, The Garden of Words, 5 centimeter per second. The Your Name revolves around. It's basically a love story of two teenagers, which revolves around destiny and how destiny plays a very pivotal role. And the USP of this movie is first three things which I absolutely loved. First, the story. I did not expect it. I know, like, I really love anime world, and I know they are really great filmmakers, like Spirited Away and all that. But this I did not. There was suspense, and there was twist, and the animation. Like, if you know who Makoto Shinkai is, you know how beautiful his craft is. Especially, like, I would just like you to search the Garden of Words and 5 centimeter per second still or images. You will the images you will see, you will feel like, oh my god, it's not animated or drawn or something like that. So the movie, what makes the movie special is like his love towards his craft, and the characters really speak for you. This is one of those movie, Manoj, like other movie which I have mentioned. I have watched it again and again, but movies like especially Your Name and Weathering with You, I'm not able to rewatch it for the second time. I don't know why. It's hard for me to go through that bunch of feelings again, and that is a really good thing about a movie, because like there are some movies which you remember by heart when the first time you watch it, and the first time I watched it, I knew that, oh my god, I have witnessed something special, and I don't want to spoil it by watching it more and more, if that makes sense. I don't know.
on. Understood,
Like,
understood.
I think it makes sense,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I want to preserve it only for the times when I'm actually at my lowest, or like, so yeah, it's a must watch. Like, out of all the movies I have mentioned, if you have to pick one movie now, this should be it. Yeah.
Absolutely ringing endorsement from Jay. Like the biggest endorsement ever. Like, but anyway, even I have not watched this film, so I was just listening to your talk, and I was like, man, this is really special. And you could see
Please watch it, please. I would.
tears were streaming out of Jay's eyes as we was talking about this. Like,
Yeah. I cried,
yeah.
man. Like, I'm not even like,
I mean, I think half
this
of that
movie.
tears was like happy tears coming out of the fact that he got the name of the director right in the first go, but I think half of that was because of that. But anyway,
You know me, man. You know me
but
very well.
dude, like that was an absolutely like I knew you were speaking from your heart, like in a serious note. So definitely guys
Yeah.
check that movie out. Even I'll be checking that movie out, hopefully
When I'm
soon.
stammering, I'm speaking from my
Yeah.
heart.
Is this film available in Netflix or any other platform as of now?
Uh, okay, wait. I
We
think
will.
it's
No, no.
available in
It's
Netflix.
it's
Let me
fine.
check.
It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to check now. If it's
Yeah.
available in any platform, which is legal in nature, we will be sharing it in our comment section. That's. But I guess
Yeah.
with that, we can go over
Hmm.
to the next film industry, which is Poland.
Yeah.
Poland. We're going to be talking about Polish films,
Hmm.
not films, just one film. And this film is also a very unique film. It's called A Short Film About Love. Now, again, this film, I'm not very sure if it qualifies for the feel good category, but this film is actually a wonderful film. It really takes into the concept of love, and it's about the meaning of love, basically. Like, it's about what love actually is. And I think just because of that, like, it kind of highlights the purity of love through through gray shades, if that makes any sense. And that's all I would talk about this film. It's That's basically what this film is. Like, if you want me to give a very short consensus about this film, and I think it's a wonderful watch. And I think this was my first and only experience to Polish cinema, unfortunately. But I think what this episode is doing is that it's kind of telling us to push our limits on the different cinema that's out
Yeah.
there. So, but anyway, this is kind of our first foray into doing episodes like this. But anyway, so that's our pick from
Yeah.
Poland. Now moving on to the wonderful land of France. Bonjour, monsieur.
Hmm.
I just said good morning.
Oh, bonjour, bonjour.
That was good morning. I'm not sure. Comment ça va?
Is it?
Comment ça va? Ça va bien, merci. Like, look at that. Such good
Oh,
friends.
merci,
Such
merci.
good friends. Bien, bien, bien. I studied French in my 10th standard, so I know a little bit.
Now you're really
I
flexing,
know a
man. Come
little bit.
on.
I know a little bit. I know good night means born new. So I know a little bit. I don't remember a lot
Uh,
now. Garçon
I
means
know
born.
Japanese as well. I know I want to flex Japanese as well. Like
This
for the last couple of
this
days, I've
portion will
started
be
to
edited out.
like
This
learn.
portion will be edited out.
No, 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 no. This better be in that movie. Watashi ringo tabemashita. Yeah, there.
Zabasang
I
soft
ate
sick, huh?
apple.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be racist. I was just like, there was like like reflex kind of reaction. But anyway,
We are having a
yeah.
blast, man.
Anyway, coming over to France, Jay will talk about a wonderful French film that he has
Yeah.
picked.
The name of the movie is The Intouchables. It's like I don't know how to like basically. Okay, give me 2 minutes. I have to read the story. I know the story, but yeah, please edit it out. It's like really embarrassing. Why I didn't think of it earlier. Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, huh. So the name of the movie is The Intouchables. It's
He's not reading this. He's saying this from his. Like, I like the fact that you didn't even say it. You're not even like like you didn't even try to like beat around the bush, like trying to buy time. You were just like just on the railing. I had to read the story. What happened here was Jay had a bit of a brain fade, and he just like I just like he didn't expect the French thing to come so quickly, so he was just stuck. He was like shit, wait. But anyway, Jay, take your time and go on. It was just very funny the way that
yeah.
happened.
So, huh. I'm glad you like give me the French one to speak. Now I want to talk. The name of the movie is The Intouchables. It's basically an No, what have I done?
The audience doesn't know what's happening. They can only hear us laughing.
Neither do we, man.
The
Neither
just
do
the way you said, let me just read the story for 2 minutes.
we. Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
Okay. It's the most I've laughed in
I
months,
know.
man.
I had that effect on people. Some people call me the next Conan O'Brien. Like, I don't like try to say anything, but
Okay, let's move on
now,
to the
now
main
Jay
topic.
got serious. Anyway, Jay, tell me about this story. Tell me about this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. So, an unusual friendship develops when a street smart immigrant is hired to take care of a disabled French nobleman. So, the plot itself is really interesting. And the thing you will get in this movie is like humanity. The First of all, the characters are really good. The two main characters, na? The one, the immigrant man, and the other is like French billionaire nobleman who like recently had an accident, and after that he's on wheelchair 24/7. He can't like below his neck he can't move a muscle of like hand or anything like that, so he needs one caretaker. And then due to some luck and something, that immigrant got hired by him. That is, he is like the most unqualified person to work for him, but still the billionaire chooses him only. And it's actually based on a real life story. This is a real life story which is made into a movie. And the lovely thing about this movie is the fact, like, as we are talking about feel good movie, and from the first frame itself, this will give you that feel good vibe. You know, the love, the friendship, the humanity. There is adventure as well, and the some of the stuffs are so hilarious only because of the way these actors have chosen to portray this character on the screen. It's just a blast to watch. If there is one movie which you like to revisit again and again within a same day, this would be one of it, definitely.
Man,
So please watch it. I don't know if this movie is
I'll
available on
I'll
any
definitely try to find
platform.
it, but dude, that felt like an
Yeah, because
amazing story. I mean, granted,
it's a really
granted,
good
we
movie.
went through some hiccups to get to the story, but dude, that sounded like an amazing story. And I don't know, like when you said the story, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Sudani from Nigeria, like just a little bit about the
Yeah,
humanity
yeah.
element of things.
It's not,
That kind of
yeah,
reminded
yeah.
me of that. So
It's
yeah,
beautiful, man.
I
Yeah.
mean that's the same
You
feeling
know
I
what I'm
got.
going to
Yeah,
do?
go
Yeah.
on, go on.
What I'm going to do is like, after talking about these many movies, now I really want to revisit these movies again,
True, true, true.
because like
I
it
mean, we
really
should have
made
done
me
that
think.
before this
And that,
episode, though. Like, we should have like watched it fresh and done it. But I'm joking, I'm joking. But I think this film, the reason why
yeah,
it reminded me of Sudani was the humanity of, the human side of things. That
yeah,
where people are helping each other or other people, and they don't have any
yeah.
ulterior motive in their mind. Like they're helping them just because it's the right thing to do.
Exactly.
And like, dude, that sounds
Yeah,
like an amazing watch. And I think now we are almost in the close right now. Last, we're going to finish this off with a Sri Lankan film. There's still many other the film industries we didn't quite cover. Maybe we can get to that in the next episode. Do leave your recommendations in the comment section if you're
yeah,
someone who's well versed than us.
yeah.
And
Please interact with us, guys. Please do.
that sounded more sad. I mean, I was more thinking that if you have any film recommendations from like different parts of the world, or even from India that you feel is underrated, and is something that you
Yeah,
can talk about in the podcast, do
yeah.
that, because we love talking about like different kinds of films in this podcast. But I'm gonna finish this podcast off with a Sri Lankan film, and this film is called Macha, and this story is based on a
Oh, macha.
it's based on a true story. And this story will blow your mind off. I'll just give you I'll just say three sentences about this film, okay? Mid spoilers for this film, Machans, as this discussion does contain some spoilers, which we'll be discussing. But basically, the plot involves a group of people who grew abroad as part, and they form to be the Sri Lankan national handball team without the authorities actually knowing. That's it. It's a
Hmm,
story about a national handball team. Okay,
hmm,
it's a story about how these these uh, people make it big. How these people sort of come
hmm.
together and form a team and go abroad to play this World Cup, this handball World Cup. Okay, and thirdly, that team was fake, and the only reason why they made a team was to escape from Sri Lanka. Uh, and this
Wow.
is based on a true story. And I remember this is again a movie that I watched during my college days where we had the film club, and
Yeah.
I watched this film. And dude, this film has stayed in my mind for these many years. Like it's so clear in my mind. Like I still remember this film is an amazing watch. It's not your typical feel good movie in many ways, but
Hmm.
it will leave you laughing. It will leave you feeling happy towards the end. And it's an amazing. The story is just so unique that I would
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
recommend you watch this film. Like a lot of this, and this is based on a true story. This entire film is based on
yeah.
a true story. And actually, there was a handball
Ki-
team that went and that has vanished. and they have
Oh,
not caught them even now. So
the plot is so interesting. It really caught me off guard. I'm definitely into it. Like, please make me like find the
yeah,
link of this movie or something.
if
Not link,
yeah,
the yeah, official
yeah,
link.
I mean, I'll
Official. Yeah.
definitely try like finding it somewhere. Now, now we've come to the
Yeah.
end of this episode of the podcast. Thank you to everyone who's actually listened till here. It's been pretty like I think it's
Yeah.
pretty much our average length of the podcast. Like I think 45 minutes long. If you do enjoy this video,
Yeah.
be sure to hit that like button and do subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to this on YouTube, that is, do leave us some of your recommendations of different films. And there are definitely many films that we didn't cover, but when we spoke about the Indian film industry,
Hmm.
we try to pick films that are not the usual cliche picks. Like for Malayalam, you could have gone for Bangalore Days, like movies like that. For
Hmm.
Bollywood, we went a little bit cliche. We went with Zeta and MD. But Iqbal was an underrated movie. So, we try
Hmm.
to like bring out some
Yeah.
underrated films
Definitely.
in this list. So anyway, if you
Yeah.
have other films across the globe that you want us to see, do leave us in the comment section below. And that's it for today's episode. If you're listening to an audio version, do leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah.
And Jay, any final thoughts?
Yeah, this time I have fun and thoughts. Yes, yeah, I knew you would do the same thing to me again. Yeah. So, yeah, one thing I want to say that I don't know if anyone apart from us is going to listening to this till very end because we do rewatch our whole YouTube again. Yeah, but I really want to thank you guys for listening. For whoever has stuck till now, this is our initial time and we are really trying to make you guys have a good time. We just want to create a place where you could leave all the outside problem, everything you all have, and basically just have a good time with us. You don't even know us. I know it's really going to sound like cliche because like,
Yeah,
come
and
here and enjoy, we all are
like
there like a family.
like good
But
time, he meant it in the most innocent way. Okay, it's not anything else. I'm just
yeah.
saying.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Basically, you
See,
guys can
you
forget
get this
your
like,
own problems and come listen to our problems.
yeah.
Like,
Problem. Yeah, but please join us and give us a chance if you like, if you would like us, and if you can recommend to your friend, that would be great because like we really want to interact, and for the last 6 months we never had such an interaction with except from our friends only. Yeah, I would. If only one of you can comment like, "Oh, hey, how are
Jay
you?"
is
Like,
getting too desperate. And
shit, I'm having a breakdown. Fuck, I'm having a
Jay is
breakdown,
crying
man.
right now. So if you don't want Jay to cry, then just comment something.
Yeah, please,
Or not, it's fine. It's
please.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
Or
it's
not, it's
totally
fine.
fine. Just, yeah.
But Jay,
We just want you guys to like have a good
I
time.
have an
Yeah.
amazing surprise for you.
Again, good time.
And this podcast is going to go for another half an
Oh,
hour actually, because we have with us a very special guest. He starred. You might know him from Mirzapur. We have Pankaj Tripathi with us, guys. No, we don't. We are run out of time.
bro,
Unfor-
you really. Oh my god. I actually thought someone is going to come.
Unfortunately, we have
Oh,
run out of time for Pankaj Tripathi,
yo.
so that's the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I borrowed that from Jimmy Kimmel. He does this joke about Matt Damon. Anyway, with that, we come to the end of this podcast. Guys, do have a great week ahead. Stay healthy, stay safe.